Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Yes. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome. Wow. Different spot. A caged forest, or actually, I'm in the cage in the forest, right? Like, who lived here first? We have nature that has been here before us, way before us. Actually, in creation, man was created last. Everything was here before. The trees, animals, light, everything. The entire harmonious ball of earth was here before us. Not because we are not to give the wrong impression that, oh, the kings are coming, so let's prepare everything for them. But on the contrary, to teach us humility and to teach us understanding on how to listen to what is happening around us, how to absorb what is happening around us, how to absorb what is happening in us, in me. What is here is above. What is above is here. What is happening here with us, if you are seeing it and you're watching it, and we are experiencing something, this is possibly happening somewhere else. If you think of something, it was thought of already, or is being taught at the same time. So it's really this humility, this humbleness. This parasha today is Parashat Bo. Come over, let's have a party. And so let me turn this thing off here. So there you go. And so Parashat Bo. Bo elai, bo. Parashat Bo. So after the seven hits or plagues or punishments that Pharaoh received for declining to let the Israelites go, there are three more left. And God is telling Moses, come to Pharaoh. Now, come to Pharaoh, and I will instruct you, I will guide you, I will put the words in your mouth so you can deliver the message right. So, but there is a problem with, technically there could be a problem with the word bo, meaning come. Usually when you say come, you say to somebody who's over there, come over here, come to me. But God says, come to Pharaoh. That doesn't say go to Pharaoh. Technically it would say go to Pharaoh and tell him the words that I'm telling you. There are many hints in this word come. There is the drash, the Torah. Everything is 4 levels, just like our 4 sections in our brain, the 4 levels, the 4 worlds, the 4 letters in the name of God. So there are 4 levels in how to read a story, how to read the Torah, but it's also how to read a story, how to read what is being said. And this whole sharing today is really about leadership. How do we exercise our leadership qualities, and how do we identify them? So in the Gematria, Bo also is 3, is the number 3, is to hint, in the hint level, that there are 3 more plagues to come. So the 4 levels are Pardes, which is an acronym of the word orchard. Pardes, Pshat, Remez, Drash, Vesod, the story level, the very top level. Then there is the hinted level. Then there is the deeper level, the studying level, and then there is the mystery. There is the mystical mystery. So this is the same thing. Bo el Paro. So there is a hinting here that there are 3 more plagues to be put on Pharaoh. But really what it is about Bo, it's really about trust, right? We're dealing with trust every day, in every aspect of our lives, in every aspect of our connections, in every aspect of our relationships. Trust. And what is the trust here? It says, you come to Pharaoh, I am already there. Come to Pharaoh, I am already there. come to Pharaoh because I'm there, whether I'm there in the form that you are familiar with, or whether I'm there in the form that you are not that you are unfamiliar with. I'm there, and there is here a great teaching, like in every portion of the Torah, in every aspect, there is always a teaching how to conduct ourselves in everyday life, and there is here a matter of trust. How many times do we face those choices that we have, and we try? Some people try, some people don't try, but let's talk about it as we're trying, as we're learning from that. We try to anticipate what is going to happen, so we're trying to ask for this solution, or plan that outcome, or think about, oh, if I do this, maybe this will happen. If I do this, this will happen. And many times, every plan is a base for a change. So we're planning and planning and planning, and then it ends up changing, right? It is what it is. Whatever will happen, will happen. Que sera, sera. Whatever moves you, however you like to call it. But there is here a matter of trust. There is a matter of trust, and the trust that I call is the trust in the process. I'm not talking about trust in the process of any company or any government or any of that kind of thing. I'm talking about the process of your process, of our internal process. Our internal process, our internal trust in ourselves, our internal trust that we have the answers, we have the ways within us. And there is one tool that I like to talk about when talking about manifestation, talking about trusting what we are seeking. First of all, where is that desire coming from? Where is that wanting coming from? Is it coming from a place of a need, from a time of a need, when I want to achieve something and I'm so in dire to get this, or to be in that place, or to succeed in a test, for example, that I'm so overwhelmed that I may think that, oh, I'm probably not going to pass that, right? So it is kind of a breaking of my own system before my own system was able to express itself in its fullest capacity. It's saying to myself already, the fact that I'm thinking about the possibility of failing is already 50% of the failing happened already. The rest is just going to be, really up to my knowledge. How much do I know? How much did I remember? How much did I say? Right? So it's trusting in my process. And the Bo, when God says to Moses, Bo, come, he's telling him, trust that what needs to happen, and when the ground needs to appear, so to speak, it will appear. It's like in the movie of one of the movies of Lord of the Rings, where they had to cross an abyss, and the only way to cross this abyss is just to know that I'm going to be fine. I'm just going to walk. And eventually, when they get to that place, based on the director's timeline, they actually walk, knowing that there is a ground there, and the ground appeared as they were walking. If there was any kind of a doubt, there will be no ground, and that we will fall into the abyss. And this is the same way in how do we lead. Because if we don't trust our instincts, and our instincts, that's the tool I was talking about, the first thing. The instinct is the first thing that always will appear. Whatever situation that is happening, what do I feel in my gut? What is my instinct? What is my bodily reaction? When I say bodily reaction, it could be something that you feel physically, it could be something that you feel spiritually. That is the first instinct. And many times what happens after that first instinct, we dismiss that, and then we start analyzing, and we start concocting ways to make it work, because we don't trust our first instinct. Our first instinct is always the right one. So when we're in a situation, when I work with people, when I talk with friends or clients that are already in that fourth and fifth stage of thinking about how to do that and doubting it and not doubting it, my first suggestion is, what is the first feeling? Can you bring yourself to that initial feeling that you felt when you've encountered that situation? The initial feeling. No right or wrong, no judgment, just what is. Now, truth has no emotions. So just what was the initial feeling that you had about that? And that is the guide. And that is a part of leadership. That is a part of leadership that we are learning with Moses actually um, throughout several courses, several parashas, several portions, right? And so when God tells when God tells Moses, "Bo," He's telling him, "I want you to trust. I want you to understand." And this is one of the things in leadership is to listen. How to listen to a change. How to respond to a change. Now the change can come from anybody. Now, if I'm in a position where uh, I have several people, many times the ego comes up, said, "Well, no, I'm not going to listen to that person because hey, he's younger than me, or he's a new guy, or is." But there's many kind of things. I've seen this many, in, not just in corporate America, but also in the spiritual world, in the spiritual community, where there is reluctance to listen to an advice because no, I have a channel, I connect. I connect. So I get the wheel, I get the connection. So why am I listening to advice? Listening to advice is number one. You don't have to take it, but listening to it. And how do I respond to a change? How do I respond to a change that is actually affecting what I thought is going to be, what I wanted it to be? Exactly. He answered. He agreed. What I want it to be. How do I respond to change? And the third point is when we know that we were wrong or we made a wrong choice, to admit it, because this is part of Kabbalah. Kabbalah is accepting the changes, accepting situations, accepting wherever we are. The first thing is also receiving, to receive Kabbalah, but also accepting where we are, and that clears the way to move forward. So responding and trusting, trusting and listening to our own intuition, our own gut feeling, our own intuition. What does that say? We are now in a time, in a chaotic time, but also in a very good time, because as high as the chaos can go, as high as the negativity, so high is the positivity. And it's what we're looking for, what we choose to look at. What do we choose to intake? What do we choose to bring in? Now, listening to advice is not listening to advice from everybody and from anybody. Listening to advice based on your goal, on where you want to be or where you want to go. If you're going to, for example, you turn on TV, it's all a scarcity box. It's a box that omits fear and scarcity, and wants to keep people in that mentality. Why? Because if you're in scarcity, you run around your tail, and you just all the time running around trying to survive, trying to get this done, or I shouldn't get this, or I don't want to get this. When you are in that survival mode, there is no critical thinking. There is no listening to your body. There is no listening to messages that you may get. Why? Because you're all the time in that fear. Oh, I have to listen to what's going on. I have to listen to what's going on because now they say this is this and this is that, and oh my God. And soon enough, it gets out of hand very, very, very fast. So listening to your intuition, trusting your process, trusting your own going through something. And if it means that you may have to repeat something, then you repeat something, but you'll never do it the same way. It's always going to be different. So trusting your process this Shabbat, this week, this weekend, this new year that we are in, this new energies, trusting the process within you. And when you trust the process within you, and I trust the process within me, and she trusts the process within her, then we're all together as a collective. We can raise the vibration of Earth. We can raise the frequency of Earth as a collective, because we are like, on Earth, we are like an acupuncture needles on Earth, each one of us. And depends on how we react, and depends on how we respond, and depends on what we emit and what we receive and what we take out, then it feeds right into Earth. So trust your process, Be in love with yourself and with your process. And Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. I'll see you next time.